Well, joining me now is Republican Senator John Barrasso of Wyoming. Senator, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Tamara.
So certainly the president making the case of what he sees as something that could have a drastic impact on this economy. Do you believe we'll see a shutdown?
I believe we won't see a shutdown. I want to vote to keep the government open, to keep it functioning. We can't continue to spend more money than we have, and that's been the fundamental issue here. But I understand we're going to be in the Senate getting something from the House that allows us to keep the government open in a responsible way, but address all of this overspending. Well,
you know, right now the divide is less than 1% of the budget. According to the president, Speaker Boehner agreed to $33 billion. They say the goalpost was moved to $40 billion. Why all of this last-minute wrangling when you have bigger issues, the next fiscal budget that you really seriously need to look at? And again, it's less than 1% of the budget now.
Well, I believe we need to keep the government open. I want to work to do that. But you're right. The bigger issue is the ongoing budget, the one that the Economist magazine said that the president was a dishonest budget. That's what we need to function on. And this incredible debt that our nation is facing. This debt limit vote is going up. We need to be responsible. We cannot continue as a nation, Tamara, to spend money we don't have. And, you know, 41 cents of every dollar we spent last year was money that we borrowed, significant amounts of it from overseas and a great deal from China. But we can't afford an economic setback either. Let me play what Senator McDermott, who was on just at the top of the hour, what he said about the lack of compromise here.
Compromise has become a dirty word here. Compromise means you gave up your principles. Well, that's not true, but that's the way they interpret it, and they can't get to a compromise from that point.
And Senator McDermott makes the point that you have some new members of Congress, Tea Party members, some new Republicans who aren't willing to compromise, who see it as all or nothing and don't get that you have to have compromise, and are putting members like yourself and Speaker Boehner in the box, that it's not the Democrats who are putting you in the box. Who's to blame here?
Well, I think overspending in the past from both parties is to blame. We have a $14 trillion debt in this country, Tamara, and the spending in most recent years has been absolutely irresponsible. We cannot continue to do that. It's irresponsible. It's unsustainable. Many Americans are afraid it's irreversible. So we can't continue to spend money that we don't have, and it is time now to say enough already. Stop the spending.
Why are you confident that there won't be a shutdown? I'm curious what's going on in your head and what you know that maybe you can share with our News Nation viewers here.
Well, I think that it's what's in the best interest of the country, that we work together to get the spending under control. The spending is irresponsible, but it's also important that we keep the government functioning in a way that really addresses the problem. And you're right, this short-term continuing resolution is less important than the bigger fights that are coming over raising the overall debt limit in the country, something I'm opposed to doing, and next year's budget. I mean, we're still looking at a budget that the Democrats, when they had control of the House and the Senate and the presidency, failed to pass last year. So we're just talking about the next 6 months with this continuing resolution. Tamara, I'm much more worried about the next 6 decades for our kids and grandkids than I am about the next 6 months.
We know also that you are greatly concerned about the energy policy. The president is in Bucks County, Pennsylvania, talking about energy. I would like to invite you back on to really give us your perspective on how we move forward, but I really thought it was important for people to hear what you have to say about a government shutdown. So we hope to make more time and have you back on to talk about energy policy and what you see as the way forward.
I'll be happy to do it tomorrow, Tamara.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you.